Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, one thing I don't normally do on this channel is re-reviews. Unless I make a hash of something myself and I have to put things right, normally once a map is reviewed, that is it. But I am promising we will come back and re-review this one later if the creator updates it, because it's listed as a beta 0.1 version. Now it's live on the workshop, so people will be subscribing and playing it anyway, so we'll review it now, and if it gets updated later, somebody let me know and we'll go back and check it one more time. I'm only going to do one re-review on this one, not a review every time it's updated. Okay, but it's got a few things going for it that I quite like, so yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world to review a map like this, is it? Surely? That's right, hitting that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Now today's map is Nabchester Map Beta 0.1 version by Nab, and
it's my first map.
That's right. So whether they go back or not, at least we've got a review in place for this one. There's your start square. Peninsula looks quite nice, actually. I've got to say, there's a few things about this map I really quite like the terrain, very flat and centered on 25 tiles. A lot to be said for this, I've got to say that. Yes, field painting. Some will love it, some will hate it, and some won't know what I'm talking about. Fishing looks like this, and an interesting fantasy river system, we're going to call it. So I think it class this as a fantasy map. There we go. It's a forgotten part of the United Kingdom, apparently, according to the description. What I can tell you is it's a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one, and we'll be using the Vanilla Boreal theme and the realistic 1.2 LUT. Okay, now it's centered on 25 tiles, so I'm thinking that this is a map for the 9 tile player, possibly 25 tile. These roads you will not see, is what I'm saying. This is, however, the only highway in and out of the map, and I think the map could probably benefit from a second highway. I mean, it has actually got 2 rail connections, so a second highway connection would be quite nice. This isn't the worst highway layout in outside hills, but it's certainly not the prettiest. I think we'll agree on that one, okay? But we're not going to start really marking this map up until we get into the 25 tiles. So we'll just quickly skim over all of this. But yes, Beta 0.1, they may never get updated. We don't know anything about Nab, apart from this is their first map. We don't know whether they're skilled, whether they're preschooler, or whether they are an accountant. We've got no clue at all about them. What I'm going to do is I'll point out what I see at this point. It certainly looks playable at this point. You know, it could be left like this, would be fine. This roundabout here, I would have this at ground level and have the highways going through as a cutting underneath. I just think that elevating the entire roundabout there, I mean, it would be extravagant. But I did say it was a fantasy map, so extravagance in a fantasy map, I guess, is okay. Now we're going to go the long way. This is a ring road. It goes around not quite the exterior of the built area, but that kind of thing. Takes you around the outside. We'll do a loop, and it loops back around on itself and then back out on the same highway exit. We've got a road over rail, minor grumble here, and this is one we haven't seen for a while, so it's always good to point it out when we see it. It's just a little bit too low. We've got the wires are just cutting through the concrete there. Does it matter? Not really, but pointing it out anyway. The bridges are okay, but we've not aligned here. We started elevating a little bit soon at this end, and it'd be nice if they were perfectly aligned. And you can see, in terms of the highway, it seems to be equidistant, more or less. Not bad. I mean, looks hand-drawn. It's not parallel road tool equidistant, but it seems quite accurate, and I'm quite happy with it. Heading past, it's a castle. We'll have a look at that later. It's one of the few features that's worth checking out. Then we get a little bit of drift here between the highways, a little bit of lack of control here. But again, not a big sin really, is it? Then we come down to another little bridge. This bridge looks quite tidy, and we can skip over it because nothing to talk about there. Whereas this one, there certainly is. Again, the elevated section extends one extra node, and that could be just tidied back a little bit. Again, these are things that if the map creator is actually watching the show, and they are intending to go back, this could be a helpful guide to them. I'm not going to come down like a ton of bricks on this map at this point. I'll be honest, but I won't be down like a ton of bricks. I was concerned this might be a bit low, this bridge, but I think if we can drive underneath it, then it is donut proof. So I think that bridge is okay without... people have told me I should use a ruler. I don't care that much. Don't care that much, but yeah, it's how I see it. This is a much better intersection. This is a much better intersection. We even got lane management here, 3 lanes into 2 lanes with a split lane, and it's very clean and very tidy. Yes, it looks plopped, but it does look like it's been worked properly, and which makes me feel that maybe they will come back and actually do some more work on the map. Beta 0.1, and maybe they are going to come back. I'm just surprised they uploaded it at this point. But hey, first map, I can't be too critical. Down here, we've got people moving in already into a burnt out. Give them some nice houses to move into. Nice houses, something like this. This one here is, this is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fond memories of this one. It is the Grow+RICO Starview Heights GTA VC by Alexgazz. Yes, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. What a fun, that was so much fun, that game. A great soundtrack. Okay, if you went back and played it now, it would feel really dated, but my goodness, at the time, what fun. Factoids, because factoids. Sigmund Freud, one of the most influential thinkers of the 20th century, was born on this day, the 6th of May, in 1856. His first, and some would say most important work, The Interpretation of Dreams, took 8 years to sell its first printing of 600 copies, and made Freud only just over £100, which was a reasonable amount of money back then, I would say, but over was it 8 years? That's a long drag. Starview Heights there by Alexgazz. Today's asset of the day. Anyway, we will go back to the highway. In fact, we won't. We'll go and have a look at the rail because we've done a full loop. You're not going to see anything more with the roads. The rail is in the 25 tiles, which is perfectly flat. Slight elevation on that bridge there. Not the world's biggest problem. This one looks okay relatively as well in the context of the game. Pretty smooth and flat. And nicely lined by the trees. Yes, I mean, not the most realistic hedges, but I feel they're just a guide. I think that's all this map really needs. And I'll talk more about the fields after the intermission, as we head out now along the side of this plateau. And the rail, it's a little bit uppy downy there, but it gets, well, you can see what's going to happen here, can't you? We are following the coast, so you would imagine it could stay pretty smooth right by the coast, but it just gets a bit uppy downy. But again, out of the 25 tiles, this is not a map that's really intended to be played outside of 25 tiles. That said, we've got some fantasy water to look at, and that is out of the 25 tiles, and we'll be looking at that, so I suppose we should look at this. Yeah, a little bit rugged. Rugged rail is what we have here. Up and down, and twisting and bending, and yeah, you wouldn't really want to be having this rail ride, would you? Anyway, we've seen worse, we've seen much, much worse. We'll see the shipping, and you've seen some ships, after the intermission. See you on the other side.
Do your cul-de-sacs look like this? Do you want them to look like this? Then you need the beginner's guide to the perfect cul-de-sacs by BonBonB. Click the information button now.
And we are back to Nabchester Map, Beta 0.1 by Nab. And we have shipping routes, and they are surprisingly good. Okay, look, possibly a little bit close to the coastline there, but considering everything, we have, look, we've got turning lines. We have turning lines there and there, so no right angle turns. This surprised me. Now this, oh, that's a sharp old turn there, isn't it? Ooh, let's go back and have a look at that sharp old turn. Yeah, no turning lines. We've got them as well. I was pleasantly surprised by that. I didn't expect it at all. Well done, Nab. Water flow. Now, strictly speaking, the river doesn't go through the start square, but I figured I would show you the rivers in this sort of form anyway. As it drifts down here, there's not a huge weight of motion down here, but we'll be checking for weight of motion actually in the start square, which is coastal. We head down and out of the river. It's a nice river system. Lacks a little bit of weight coming out there, but it's not too bad. You can see if we hover, you can just see it is just about moving. Could do with a little bit more oomph, but it's not too bad at all. A bit more weight in that river delta. Anyway, down here, let's just check for water motion. Nah, I don't see any. But that said, it goes both sides of the peninsula, so you probably will be okay. Just if you're pumping sewage, just have a double check before you kill everybody. Anyway, there's your peninsula. I like the shape of this map. It's a fairly typical, archetypical, flat Cities Skylines map, but I do like the fields. I do like the concept of buying into fields. But let's have a look at this castle, shall we? Shall we book the castle? Ooh, it's a castle. Okay, but the gate's really wide, really wide. Easy to invade this gate, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fantasy. We'll go with that one. And I do like the positions of the doors. The doors are on the inside. Very nice. Very defenderable. But then we just needs a little bit cleaning up here. The walls don't quite meet there. There's a bit of a gap in the wall there. And then, oh, Stiltman lives in this one. Here you go. Stiltman. Lovely. Yes, I'm just having a giggle. It's fine. It's perfectly adequate. And if you're going to come back and tidy that one up later, that's going to be a more than adequate castle. Oh, look, it's a little waterfall. Ah, a little waterfall. Yeah, okay. Well, I should have a look at the water sources shortly. What else have we got going on? Oh, we've got some really rugged hills there. Let's head. I'm looking for the peninsula. Here's the peninsula. There's your peninsula. Lovely. We've got the essential lighthouse. I don't mind this actually. I don't mind this. I think if there's an essential lighthouse going to go anywhere, it had to go there. And we've even got a lighthouse keeper's cottage just tucked in here. I mean, it's basic standard, but it's thought of, which is nice. Okay, right, field painting. So, field painting. But I like the concept of buying a field and then buying a field. I know you're buying the tiles, but just it'll sort of break up your grid city. If you work your roads within the field and then buy the next field in and zone in the next field, that is a way of breaking up your grid city, especially on a flat map like this one. Right, okay, let's have a little look up at the water as we go into the... Now, look at the shape of the hills. I know they are hand-drawn. But this does... I know this is forgotten part of the United Kingdom. I believe in this as like some kind of part of Snowdonia. It feels right. Doesn't feel right to drown trees. That's a bit naughty and a bit mean. Don't drown those trees. They can't swim. And then you have, of course, big waterfall here. And I quite like this as a water source lake. I just feel that the actual, this waterfall, this extra little bit of river and the spring there was unnecessary. I would lose the spring and just have the source as the lake. That would work quite nicely. And I quite like the shapes of the rivers. I know it's fantasy, it doesn't really work, but who cares? I don't know what this is. I don't know what the intention for this was. Was this the original path for the river that they never got round to cleaning up? It's a gouge. It's a gouge. We won't look at the gouge. We'll turn away. Look away from the gouge. It's fine. And then we have a nice shaped island. I've got to say, a pleasing shaped island. A realistic shaped island? Don't know. It still hasn't had any fields drawn in terms of tree placement, but it's quite neat. And I'm okay with it. So anyway, Nabchester Map, Beta 0.1 by Nab. What do you think? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewers' Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. It probably won't be, but it's a beta. So, hey, what can I say? As it stands aesthetically, it's almost a 3-star map. It's got potential to be easily a 3-star map. If there was a lot of hours put into this, it could go to 4 stars. Probably needs a new theme and a fresher LUT and all that sort of stuff. But hey, it's all right. But at the moment, it's just falling short. I'm going 2 stars. Detailing's okay. There's areas that need a lot of work, but there's nothing really broken about it. And I feel that I can give it a low 3. Again, room for improvement. Gameplay potential. It's playable. It's playable. I think could do with another highway connection, and I think a bit of water flow here and there, and maybe a little bit of inspiration here and there. But it's okay. I'm going to give it 3 stars. Pass mark for detail. Pass mark for gameplay. Okay, low pass marks, but they're there. Nabchester Map beta 0.1 by Nab. Considering it's not finished, may never be finished. Who knows? Who knows? It's in the laps of the gods. It's actually in the laps of Nab. Nab, you are the gods today. Looking forward to seeing that done. So I won't be checking myself, but if somebody sees has been updated, let me know and we'll give it 1 more check. Not 2, not 10, just the 1. Let me know if you see it and I will give it another look so it gets a fair view. Right, that's it from me. Thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing. Come back tomorrow. We'll have another map in the What's Map series. I've been BonBonB. You've been very, very welcome and I'll see you very, very soon.